we are going to talk about it's called as the multi-master scenario. So there are multiple ways you can achieve a multi-master in the salt environment. Okay, the first and the easiest option available in the multi-master concept is called as the in the minion level you can write two masters. Like if you see the minion configuration file more /etc alt minion. So this is the minion configuration file. There search for master. I think the default master will be, there it is. In the minion, you can have the master. Yes. You can see that this file is having the master. So this is where you can provide the master server, and this you can write like a multiple masters also. You can specify that. Okay, that is one option. Or otherwise, you can put a load balancer or a DNS in the front. Okay, and that load balancer or DNS redirect the data to the like redirect the request to the respective master. That is also possible. One method is in minion itself, you can provide multiple master IPs here. Okay, and at the same time, you can also provide put a load balancer or a DNS in the front, and based on that, that is going to route it. Okay, that is one way of master slave configuration. In the minion, you are going to write the end target, or you are going to have a third-party system which does that. Okay, and adding to that, there is one more option available is called saltstack syndic. So there you can define one as a master of masters. Okay, and that master, other masters can go and register themselves as the master. Okay, so in that case, you will have one master of master server. So it will be something similar to that. Let me take up a diagram and draw it for you. So the first scenario will be, you will be having two master, let's say master 1. You will have a master 2. Master 2, and these are load balanced with a load balancer or a DNS, LB or routing DNS, and then your minions can be configured to connect to the LB URL and one. And 2 and 3. That you can, this is one way of master configuration. It goes to the LB. And from there, from the LB, it either reaches the master 1 or master 2. This is with the help of the third-party system. You can have one scenario. There is another concept is called, you can have two masters. Without a LB, in the minion itself, it can configure to connect to both the masters. So this is the other option available. Okay, this is the other option available. Let's change that. Okay, this is the other option available. And the next option is you can have a master of masters. So it is called as master of master. Okay, master. It will act as a pass-through event, and the actual work will be running on either on the master 1 or on the master 2. Okay, so these are all the options. So for this master of masters to work, we have a utility called syndic, and we will see that in action. Okay, and next thing is syncing of the data between the master 1 and master 2 relies with us. Okay, we need to ensure that we are syncing up the data between those two masters. We will see a we'll bring up another master. Okay, and then there we'll be seeing that. Okay, so first let me show you the configuration in the master, how the syndic configuration are being done. So let's so that there is an option called syndic. So when you want to configure like this as a syndic master, you need to set up like order masters is equal to true, and in the syndic master, in one master you will mention it as master of masters, and others you will be mentioning what is the IP address of the master of masters. Okay, so this is the option you will be doing it in the syndic scenario. Okay, so first let us see with the example of in the minion we will be giving two master IPs and how they are going to operate here, and how to sync up the data between these two masters. This is the first example we are going to see. We have named it as salt master, so we will name the other one as salt master 1.txt. So connect to the first CentOS. They're using putty, or you should be able to see them in console also. CentOS. Sorry. The username is training and the password is test@123. So I'm going to have one master, that is our existing master. Let's say this is our existing master, and this is the new master I'm going to bring up. And then in the minion, I'm going to configure it to connect to the both the masters. Okay. And in the next scenario, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the second machine as the master of master, and I'll be configuring that here.
Okay, so so now we just have to connect with the CentOS one.
CentOS one.
Yeah, and we have to run the commands, right? The yum update, etc.
Yum update. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to install the salt master there. That's it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Can we set the name here as master 2?
Yeah, that's what we are going to do it. Okay. After the M update, I think our previous one is called as salt master, right? Okay, so I'm going to call it as salt master 1 or 2. We'll go with the salt master 1 will be name CTL different post name salt master 1. Then give bash. So you should see now it is in the salt master 1. The next thing here I'm going to do is I am going to install the salt master. I'm not going to start the services. So it's the same command which I gave you earlier. So first import the RPM keys. And then I'm going to add the salt repo. And then I'm going to install all the packages. So I'll just do one by one. So first I'm going to master, and then minion, not SSH, cloud, and then API. I'm not going to start the services. Prior to that, I may need to sync up the data between them. Okay, so basically, so the basic data I may need to sync up is the master configuration file, right? So this is where I have all the configuration directory, and the keys will be stored under etc salt AKI. If you see the minions, you can see all the minion things will be there. PK directory will be here. Okay, and also the files are available in the SRV, salt, pillar, reactors, and all those things, right? So this is my salt master. So let us first start sync up the key files. So I'm going to use a command called rsync. Hyphen avz. Okay, so slash pki to the other master. Let me get the IP address of it. Run the same directory slash etc slash salt Okay, so it is going to ask me for a password. Let me do one thing. Let me create a key pair, and using the key pair, let me do that. Okay, let me come out of it. So in the salt master, ensure that you are in the salt master. The command ssh keygen. So this will create this command will create a key pair because it's going to ask me for a password. I don't want that to happen for everything. And then do a cat of the public key. And copy this. Copy the content of this file. Then put the same on the other thing. So pi tilde slash dot ssh authorized keys, authorized underscore keys. On the salt master 1, like this. Press I and then print this content. This should be fine. Press I and print this content. Step 2. Now, if you do the rsync, it should. So in this command, replace your master 2 IP address. Master 2 IP. And it's better you put a cron entry for this. So on tab -e. Let me run it every 5 minutes. */5 5 stars. Stars are 5 followed by 4 stars. Then this command, rsync command. Same can be applied on the SRV folder also. We'll do that. Tab -e, and then put this content. And here on the master 2, let me create a mkdir/srv. File is already there, so that's good. So we can, so this command is not needed. So to sync up the state files, what I can do is I can run the same command like this. I can add a cron entry for this. So it will be /star this. You can just do it, and I can add this cron entry also. H5. So this work has to be manual, and we need to rely on some external third parties to sync up the data here. Okay, adding to that, there are a couple of other folders also you may want to sync it up. Okay, based on your need, you can decide it. Okay, so the other folders will be like other master directory. Like for example, you want to create your cloud profiles, cloud providers, all those things. If you want to sync up, you can just sync it up. Okay, and also there will be a directory called var cache start. Like any cache files you want to sync up, you can also do it. But this syncing has to be out of the salt context, because you are using you have to use a third-party system to sync up these things. Once it is done, now in the salt master 1, let me try to start all the other services. In the master 1. Now salt-key-l. As we have synced up the data, you should be able to see that 3 minions are already added to this node.
Yeah.
Now here, let me edit the minion file. So tc salt and in the master section, I'm going to put the IP addresses here. So here and say hyphen. So I'm going to put the IP address of both the machines. So this is my second one. So the private IP of this. Okay. IP address of the first master. This is my first master, right? IPA. the default setting for multi-master will be, it will try to connect to the first master. If the first master is not responding, then it will try to connect to the second master. Okay. Or if you want to say it like a random master, you can just use it here. Okay. I said the random master is true. It will select the random masters randomly. Okay. So I'm not going to make much changes here. So now just change it to the disabling the random master. So let me share it with you guys. So it is just a sample. Okay, you put your master private IPs here. Let me save this and then restart the minion. So systemctl restart. Alt-minion. Restart salt-minion. The status, it's better to check the status. If we made any issues in the configuration, we would have an issue. It is active and running. So we are good. And let me repeat the same stuff in the Ubuntu and the Windows machines also. The similar thing on the Ubuntu node also. So Ubuntu /etc neon. In the same way, I can do it on my this thing also, Windows also, Windows slave.
Okay.
Basically, in the new master, we never accepted any key, right? As we are syncing up the PKA directory, it is automatically taking that value. That's it. On the Windows, it will be actually C drive program data, salt project salt.conf. Anyway, I have it. Okay. The recent file itself, because this is the file we modified. C drive program data salt project salt continue configuration minion. So this is the file I'm going to edit it. Open with Notepad. There I can specify the master. .31.62.97 72.31.8.246. This is my master IPs. I'm going to put it here. File, save. And then let me restart the service. So services.msc. You see the salt minion, just restart it once. It came into the running state. So once it is done, now if you try to do it, this should work. Yes, this is working. Here also this should work. And to test it from the other end, what we can do is we have the trigger, event trigger, right? So that also we can use it. So it will be going to here also can run this command -l debug. So it is going to 31.62.97. Because this is the order we have given. First it will to go to the 31.62.97. If you set the random master to true, you'll be able to see it is connecting to the masters at different point in time. So you can try this command to trigger an event and see where exactly it is reaching. So this is the one of the simplest way to set up a multi-master setup, where you have multiple masters sitting and you are syncing up the data between them, and all the minions will be able to connect to them.